Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. It's Wednesday morning, and as you can see, it's an overcast sort of day. The forecast said it was going to be sunny all day today and tomorrow. Not sure if they got it wrong or whether or not these overcast conditions will burn off eventually. But it is mild. It's summer. The breeze is coming in from the southwest, from those flags up there. So what we'll do is we'll kick off and just do another book summary. And today I've got an absolute cracker, a classic, but it's not as old as what I thought it was. Today we'll be going through and doing the book entitled The Alchemist, and it's a fictional novel but full of wonderful lessons. A book that was written in 1987 by the author Coelho, who has gone on to write many books, and it's a book that was written in just 2 weeks. And Paul says that the book was already written in his soul. So a book that was written in 2 weeks, and believe it or not, it's also a book that has been, acknowledged as the most translated book in the world by a living author. So a book that has been translated into many languages and is spread around the world, and is a book which, as we said, is full of wonderful lessons and is centered around a poor shepherd boy named Santiago, who one evening, after a long trek with his sheep, finds solace and protection in the grounds of an old dilapidated church, and falls asleep under a sycamore tree and has a dream. And that dream becomes a recurring dream where he's egged on, he's encouraged, he's called to go to Egypt, to the pyramids, in search of a treasure. So at the beginning of this book, the author, niggles us and gives us a gentle push in a particular direction, where he says that and when you want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you achieve it. So it's a book about following your dreams, following your calling. And the first formal point to come out of this book is where the author reminds us, if you want to reach your biggest goals in life and feel continually and perpetually fulfilled, you must follow your personal legend. It's described as a personal legend, and I guess another way of describing it is following your calling or callings, because each of us in life have a different past, a different present, and no doubt will enjoy a different future. But each of us is called to fulfill our mission, our purpose in life, because we're given gifts, various gifts in different proportions, and those gifts are given to each and every one of us in order to add value and to achieve something special in our lives. So Santiago learnt a lot of lessons in his early days as a shepherd boy. He learnt how to tend to his flock, how to protect them, how to multiply them, how to sell them and make money, and how to use them for food, to make cheese, and to be resourceful with his treasure. But he had another treasure that he was looking forward to, and that's the treasure of life. So after seeing his dream under that sycamore tree in the church grounds, he went on his journey of personal discovery and seeking his personal legend. And along the way he met a number of people who helped him on his journey. He met a number of mentors, can we say, and they all reaffirmed the importance that he continue his path and to live his personal mission. And interestingly enough, on his way to discovering his personal legend, he runs, like all of us, into many obstacles in life, but it's through these obstacles, through these challenges, that the young shepherd boy discovers what am I looking for here? The lessons in life, because it's through overcoming these obstacles, these continual obstacles, that you'll encounter and you'll taste success and fulfillment. So the big lesson from this book and from this first formal point is that we all need to follow our calling and to continue along the path, and to understand that nobody has been to their future, and everybody is afraid of the journey, but it's something that we need to do, and in order to live a fulfilling and a blessed life, people just need to do what they need to do to fulfill their personal legend. So the next formal point to come out of this book is that each and every one of us need to stop being afraid if we want to remove the many barriers that keep us from progressing and getting closer to who we want to be, or who we're destined to be, and who we deserve to be. So the big lesson, as we said, is that each of us are going to have multiple issues, multiple challenges along the way, but it's those challenges, those issues, that you need to overcome in order to feel your fulfillment. So what the author learnt and what the author conveys in this novel is that we need to be aware and present, and to pay a lot of attention to the omens around us. We need to reconnect to our personal legend, and we need, most importantly, to stay on track. For example, this morning I was running a little bit late. I got up a little bit late, and a few things happened along the way to throw spanners in the works. The bus didn't stop exactly where it normally stopped. It stopped a little bit further up, so I had to walk a further distance. I got to the lift, and the lift was already full and it was heading down, so I missed the lift, which I normally get, so to speak. When the lift came back upstairs, there was somebody in there with a bike who had to get his bike out of the lift, which took further time, and I missed the train before this train. But I'm committed to doing this book summary this morning. But even though I had those omens and those things which happened along the way, I sat and thought, and I said, well, maybe it's meant to be. But I will continue with my mission to deliver my 5 a.m. club, and here I am delivering it today. So one of the stories from this book is how the young shepherd boy meets a number of mentors along the way, where he teaches them lessons and they teach him lessons. And one of the great mentors that the young fellow had was a glass merchant who was afraid to pursue his personal legend. And it's a wonderful, wonderful lesson. The glass merchant was a Muslim, and one of the calling for all Muslims is at one point in their life they need to do the Hajj, where they go to Mecca and they do a sacrifice, and they walk around the Hajj, and they pray, and they do whatever they need to do, and that's one of their callings. But the glass merchant, even though he had that as one of his missions in life, he was making money, he was successful, but every year around about the time of the Hajj, something would happen which would get in his way and throw a spanner in the works, which would cause him not to go to his mission. And the young boy would encourage him to go, but he wouldn't go. And the lesson from that was that the glass merchant said to the boy, he said that if I end up going to the Hajj and fulfilling my mission as a pilgrim, then what do I do after that? I will have achieved my goal early in life, and I'd have nothing to look forward to. So the reason why a lot of people in life don't achieve their goals and allow things to get in their way, they make excuses, is I guess they have a fear that if they achieve this particular goal that they have, that they won't have anything else in their lives to look forward to, which is another, I guess, key lesson, that we need to have multiple goals that we are able to push through and to look forward to once we achieve a particular goal along the road. So it's important to understand that each and every one of us has not lived the future. The future is unknown for each and every person. But we need to take one day at a time, one step at a time, and we need to overcome the many fears, the real fears and the irrational fears that come along the way. So the third formal point to come out of this book is where the author talks about the importance of rising more times than you fail, rising more times than you fall, and you can never, ever fail. So the young boy eventually meets the alchemist, who teaches him many skills, many things, and reaffirms that he needs to go to the pyramids to find his treasure. So he goes to Egypt, goes to the pyramids, and after a long time decides to dig in multiple places and finds a treasure. But when he finds his treasure, believe it or not, he's set upon by thieves, he's bashed up, he's robbed, and he almost dies. But that's another lesson in all of our lives that we need to understand, is that sooner or later, we're searching for our treasures, that we could be searching in the wrong place. I'm just looking up there for the train, so the next train is not mine, it's the one after that, so I'll continue my vlog. So along the way, after that incident, that life-threatening incident, he meets another person who talks about his dream. Another person has a recurring dream where, believe it or not, he is chasing or searching for his treasure, and his treasure happens to be, believe it or not, in a churchyard, an abandoned churchyard somewhere in Spain, beneath a sycamore tree, which is so interesting, because that is exactly where this book, where this journey commences, where the young boy is asleep and has his dream under a sycamore tree in an abandoned churchyard, which goes to show us that sometimes we need to take a journey. We need to go in search of our treasure, only to realize that the treasure is and has always been where we always were. And of course, the story ends where the boy eventually goes back to that churchyard, to that sycamore tree. He digs under the sycamore tree and finds a tremendous, significant treasure where he is able to live happily ever after. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club. This book is an absolute treasure. It's a simple book with a simple message, but an enduring message. Something that I learnt many, many years ago when I was in my 30s. And it's a book which I guess keeps on revealing itself in many ways in my life, and I'm sure it will continue to reveal itself in many ways in your life. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you too can get something out of this vlog that I did today. And like most of the books that I've read and hopefully presented on Jim's 5am Club, we can learn something new, we can take something away, some things that we can incorporate into our lives and improve our days, improve our weeks, and make sense, I guess, at some point. Anyway, thank you very much. Have a happy hump day today on Wednesday, and I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can live, learn and pass it on, and enjoy the lessons that we have, the challenges that we have, the struggles that we have, because that's